Child, it looked like Kanye West is spooked and nervous after losing all these deals. According to Skechers, he showed up unannounced, okay, without invitation at one of Skechers' corporate offices in Los Angeles. He was engaged in unauthorized filming, so the Skechers executive escorted him and his party from the building after a brief conversation. Kanye West is definitely scrambling to get a shoe deal. Maybe he's trying to get his designs over at Skechers. I see people in the chat, and shout out to all y'all for coming on in and hitting thumbs up. Have you ever seen me live this early? I say, have you ever seen me live this early? Come on, give your girl some love. Hit the thumbs up button for me going live early in the day. Some people in the chat are saying, shit, Kanye better take that behavior and that interest over the lugs, child. Could you imagine Kanye West actually making Skechers cool? Because Skechers actually are not cool. It's not. But listen, I'm here to talk about it. Let's break down some of these details. Okay, he's no longer a billionaire, right? He is a millionaire. His net worth is alleged to be around 400,000. That would be crazy. $1 million. So I really want to talk about these things. Come on in. Y'all know I give y'all some of the best breaking black news and celebrity updates. I'm ready to talk about this and get off here and eat my pizza. Okay.
The plainest Jane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some black. And she said, loves me some black news. She says, is it just me or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out?
And we are back. And yes, I'm still sick. What up and welcome back. It's your girl, Jane, the plainest Jane. And we need to get into Kanye West and some of these latest developments. I also wanted to touch very briefly, my throat, very briefly on this sports team that Kanye West has as well, not being eligible to participate in a tournament with the high school kids. I want to get into those facts in my opinion, and I also want to hear from you and know what you think, right? I don't plan on being on here a long time. However, let's get into it. Kanye West, he shows up to Skechers. He's clearly trying to get some sort of a shoe deal since his Gap deal, his Adidas deal, everything is kind of falling to smithereens, okay? He's making a quick move to find a new home for his Yeezy shoes. And, you know, they immediately turned him away. Here's the thing. Kanye West, we know he said a lot of things to offend a certain group, right? The thing about it is Kanye West, like, he just has no coof. That's why all these, he's a genius. He's a genius. Like, he has no tact. He might be getting out of some contracts that he didn't think were the best, but do you even know, like, did you do your basic research to figure out who these people are who own Skechers? Like, the people who are parting ways with you are either a part of the Jews or they're standing with the Jews. Baby, the Jews own Skechers too. So what are we doing over here? Like, he needs help.
This is a sick Negro.
Nonetheless, let's get into the details, right? So sources familiar with the visit, they shared that this was actually earlier this morning in Manhattan Beach, California. It was not a scheduled meeting with management. They say he arrived again unannounced without invitation, according to the corporate office. He's filming. They escorted him and his peoples up out of there. Okay, so again, it's owned and operated by a Jewish family. Robert Greenberg founded it, and his son Michael is currently the president. And so we know that Kanye West has been very vocal, very rampant with his latest remarks. I seen one of the interviews, the latest interview that he did, because yes, people are still interviewing him, and it seems like he understands what he can and cannot say, but he's still trying to push the limits. Kanye is hurt that he is losing all of these things that are relevant to him. But remember, I was showing you the clip yesterday where he said that I can say anti-Semitic stuff and Adidas won't cancel me. He said that.
Thing about it, me and Adidas, is like, I could literally say anti-Semitic shit and they can't drop me. I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what?
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
the thing is, I study Kanye's I study like his body language, his eye contact, the way he engages in conversations when he talks. He's always looking for a reaction, and if he isn't getting one, he's going to say something outlandish in order to get it. So, Kanye, he's very good. He's very strategic at outrage marketing. Something that the Kardashian, the clan, they're good at that too. But Kanye is like when you could even see when he said that, he was like looking for a reaction. He glanced at the cameraman. He wasn't getting it there. He glanced there. He's all over the place. What type of outlandish thing can I say to get these people to be mind blown about me, instead of really just letting his body of work and his being be that? But look, that's my personal opinion, right? Kanye clearly barked up the wrong tree trying to show up to Skechers, trying to get a deal, knowing the Jews not messing with him right now. They're just not. And actually, here's a quote that I have from a spokesperson over at Skechers. They released an official statement, and they said Skechers is not considering and has no intention of working with Kanye West. We condemn his recent divisive remarks and do not tolerate anti-Semitism or any other form of hate speech. Again, Kanye West showed up unannounced and uninvited to Skechers corporate offices. And so it seems like Kanye's goal was for Skechers to be his new partner for the Yeezy shoe brand, working as both the manufacturer and the distributor, as Adidas did before it dropped him earlier this week. It clearly didn't work out. And so, Kanye West, he's just out and about in his same old dirty hoodie that he's been wearing for the last 3 months. Again, I took a look at some clips and poignant points, thanks to some folks that put it in the Discord for me, of his latest interview. And white guy too seemed to try to hold him accountable for something that Kanye kind of like almost spazzed out on him a little bit. But another thing is Kanye West and his sports team. I don't know if you all have heard about it. There's this basketball sports team that he has, I think it's called Donda Sports, actually. And they were recently like disqualified from being able to participate in a competition because the tournament, it doesn't stand with Kanye and his latest remarks. So there's a little bit of information. There's not really a lot to say. But they're banned from participating in the high school tournament that was once hosted by LeBron James, Kobe, Kevin Durant, et cetera, et cetera. And they say, quote, Kanye's words and actions violate our values. Okay. The Scholastic Play-by-Play Classics announced Donda has been scrapped from the season's schedule. His words and actions violate our values as a company and a country, and what we seek to ensure at all of our events: a spirit of diversity, sportsmanship, inclusion, equity, and mutual respect. The tournament has 5 national locations and has hosted future NBA superstars like LeBron James, Kobe, Kevin Durant. So this seems to be one of the many polarizing reactions at that, of what's going on with Kanye West. Okay, so where do you all land with it? How do you feel about it? If you want to call in, let us know. I'm gonna drop the link. Y'all ain't got no whole bunch of time, child, because I ain't trying to be here all night. But if you do want to call in, hit the link. If not, that's cool. I want to know how you feel about it. I want to know how you feel about it. Are they trying to silence him? Are they trying to muzzle him? Are they trying to take away his free speech? Or is this hate speech? For me, people like, dang, Kanye really exposed the Jews be running stuff and blacks don't own stuff. Like, that's nothing new. He didn't expose anything. He became his own, example. And he really never thought it would happen. So he's really just trying to save face, and he's going with the flow and acting like, I'm free. I'm glad that I got freed from these things. And it's really interesting. He says slavery was a choice, right? But it seems like Adidas is claiming Yeezys as their intellectual property, like as their property. They're still going to move forward with designs. Did Kanye read that contract? Did it have a morality clause? Right? How are they able to claim Kanye West's designs as theirs? Did he want out the deals because he realized it was a crazy deal? He just wasn't reading. What shoe brand do you think is actually going to be willing to work with Kanye now? Are some of them going to be willing to take a risk? Is it going to be lugs? Any of y'all thoughts? Let me know what y'all think down below in the comments, okay? Hey, thanks for letting me keep you connected and in the know with what's happening in the Black world. Don't forget to smash on that like button for support and for more Black news. Like I said, y'all know I do not be on here early. I do not be live early. However, I think I deserve the thumbs up, okay? Because I gave y'all live early and I'm sick. Like, I'm literally sick. So I left work early today. And you can kind of hear it in my voice. So what do you think? We have a caller, Broadway TV. I'm gonna go ahead and bring you up, okay?
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
You're tuned in to Jane, the plainest Jane. Be sure to thumbs up the video and subscribe, and let's get into it. All right. So what is going on, Broadway TV? How are you?
I'm doing good. My name is Star. That's just my YouTube name.
Oh,
my
okay.
YouTube station.
Well, nice to talk to you. How do you feel about Kanye West and all the things surrounding what's going on right now?
First, I want to shout you out. Great job. I followed you for a minute. Just glad when you lost your page, I was everything. I said, I know she's not giving up. And so I followed you then. So that's what's up. Kanye. And I mean, I know it's the talk of the town, but my whole thing is he's never supported us.
Hello.
Like, he's never supported us. I just don't understand why all of a sudden do we as a community think that he has this big grandioso of a plan when he's never did anything outside of enrich himself. And his lyrics said it, when he get on, he gonna leave your ass for a white girl. He said that. He also said, wait, till I get my money right, then you can't tell me nothing, right? I mean, he's been a capitalist. He's mirrored himself as a white man. He wants to be a white man, from Trump to Elon Musk to everybody he looks up to. And so he doesn't look up. He ever since he got dished by Obama, which was, it was a rightful statement because he was being an asshole that night. But ever since he got butthurt from that, he has disassociated himself with anything that's been black, that's about being black. He married him a white woman. He got him some biracial children, and he's been over there, and that's just how I feel. I mean, I don't think you're less black because you might get married to somebody outside of your race or whatever, but at the same time, you can't be pro-black. So not 100% pro-black. You got some things that you're willing to bend on. And so I just wish he'd leave us alone. If he wants to be a white man, if he wants to go on over there, just go on over there. But you can't play both of the sides of the field, because keep in mind, he had enough money to where he could have associated himself with Tyler Perry. I mean, hell, he made a whole album with Jay-Z. He could have associated himself with other rich black billionaires, and he could have never been in business with Adidas, with any of them, had he not. But because Sway, once again, let him know the deal, wasn't on his jock, just like how you said earlier, his reaction, he's always looking around to see who's looking. So when Sway wasn't even trying to diss him. But because Sway wasn't on his jock, his narcissism has just gotten at the ultimate. It's extreme. And honestly, I just wish all of these black men get off a podcast, get off of the doggone TV, wasting airtime with their rants and their raves. And if they got a plan, I know I am not the only one. You can meet us in the field doing some groundwork and come talk to us. Don't get on these podcasts embarrassing us and expect for us to put our neck out on the line, and you're not going to marry us. You're not going to come visit us. You're not going to build any businesses with us. All you're doing is talking and wanting to mirror that white man, and I'm not down, and I know a lot of my sisters and other same brothers are not down for that. And I guess I just got it all out with you.
No, I appreciate it. Speaking of the lyrics he wrote, and some of them kind of coming full circle, the ones you named were great. I also, what came to me was when he did the All Falls Down song, I believe it was in. And, you know, at the end of the day, you just a nigga in a coupe.
Right.
Like, is this is a part of his nigga wake up call? Because he just felt like he was so prominent. I'm pretty sure I would have loved to see the look on his face while he was being escorted out, because he probably turned around, like, I can anticipate, right? He's probably like, but it's Ye. You don't know who I am. Like,
right.
I'm Ye. How you gonna do that? Like, no, like, money does not always equal power. And I guess he felt like because he was super rich at this point, Kim has more of a net worth and money than him. And that's probably really gotta hurt too, for your baby mama to be out earning you, right? Like that.
Well,
that's
she bailed him out. Remember, she bailed him out of debt.
Mm-hmm.
So that he could even sit in the room, because that was the real reason why he even got with Kim, was to get the proximity to these white spaces that he so desperately wanted.
Yep.
So,
and
I mean he's playing a game that, I mean, like I said, if you're talking about empowerment for Black people, we got to come to a realization that our empowerment and our way of running a country or running a power system does not and should not mirror the white male capitalism patriarchy bull that we've gone through. Nobody liked it. He didn't like it. Nobody likes it. So why behave like, you know, why be the thing that you so desperately tried to get free from, and then you run right over there to get tangled up with it? And then now everybody's acting like, well, he might be a genius. He was just trying to get out of those deals. He never had to be in those deals.
Mm-hmm.
And to hear you say he's running back over there trying to get in the door, for what? You burnt the house down. Burn it down, stand on it, and go about your way.
You know, and now what I'm seeing is he's pandering to us. The interview he did, I think like 2 days ago. Yeah, I think it was the 24th. It came out. You know, he's like, oh, my people are sick and we need a solution and abortions. And it's now you're talking that kumbaya shit. These have been issues in our community. Oh, they put crack in our neighborhoods, and this basic fucking talking points that he probably could have heard from fucking Dr. Umar Johnson for all we goddamn know.
Right.
And you know, he only gets to talking shit for the betterment and the buildup of us when he's in trouble, when we're, you know, going away from him. Like, no, you were parroting the white supremacist talking points, the Confederate talking points, not even a week and a half ago. Now all of a sudden, all these people pulling out, you're like, damn, I'm losing the whites. Maybe I should tug on the color. Then he starts talking about shit that really matters and shit that's really going on, and you know, for non-white people or Blacks or people of color, because they different, okay?
Right.
But I mean, like, it's just the panderization for me. It
is. And they hit that point again, because he said that in Drink Champs about my people still going through a Holocaust. It's called abortion, right?
And that's all he
like, dang, you had a chance. If you wanted to be a Black family, you had a chance to get with plenty of Black women. You slut shamed them. You did everything once they checked you, because you know we checked him about his arrogance and about his approach. He don't want to be checked. So he went over there somewhere where, you know, when they go over there, they somehow think that the white woman doesn't want the same thing that we want. And so, no, she wants the same thing. She wants security, stability, love, loyalty. She wants the same thing. You know, it's just that you can get away with a lot because she don't know the culture and she ain't up on things like we are. But Negro, shut up. Because if you was my husband and you was out here using a platform to go out here and put other people down, I'm telling you, shut up. I am straight up telling you to shut up. You're running your mouth and you sound like a bitch. You sound like a bitch ass nigga. Like, for real. Like, you don't have a plan. So stop it. This whole thing about abortions, like, you're jumping on that side. There's a deeper conversation. And I think, like, Fox News, I caught my friend the other day. She was repeating something that Fox News had said about Stacey Abrams somehow putting inflation and abortion in the same conversation. I don't know if you saw it, however, but I said, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go see her whole interview. And she's right. You can't just skip around abortion. Let's have a whole full conversation. You can't throw these words out. Abortion, Holocaust, and then you don't want to have the full conversation. You just want to throw something up, get us all riled up, get our anxiety high, and then go try to sell it out. Go try to sell some shoes. Like, people have to live this stuff every day and have a real conversation about it. Because yes, inflation will change your mind about having a doggone child when you can't feed yourself now. So I don't know. I'm out. I just had to get that off my chest. I'm glad you opened up the line so I can say what I had to say, because I know I had a lot to say. And
no problem.
Talk about it all day.
I appreciate it. The chat is feeling it. The chat is like, she's speaking facts. And I do.
And we can love each other and disagree. So that's the whole thing. Like, they want to try to make it seem the Candace Owens, the Kanye's, the even my black brothers who are so, I call them hoteps. I know they don't like that, but I'm just saying, since they're stuck in that I can love you and tell you straight up that I don't, just because I feel the same way that some of these liberals and Democrats may think, does not mean I'm being brainwashed. Does not mean that I'm going through this through this whole thing with my blinders closed, like I don't see a bigger picture. I do see a bigger picture. You're on the wrong side. That's how I feel. You're on the wrong side. You want to have some real conversations? Come holler at us. Turn your camera off. Turn your phone off. Shut up and get in a room with people who have actually done studies, have actually gone and looked at these young women that are 13 and 14 years old getting pregnant by grown-ass men. Let's talk about it. Don't just skip around it and act like these words are just something that, no, these affect real human beings. And he's just untouched. He's out of touch. I'm sorry. He's out of touch,
but he also is touched. You know how grandparents used to say, they're a little touch baby. Be careful. He's touched. Okay.
He's touched. He is. Something up.
He really is. If he would just stay on his medication, I think I think that things will be a lot better. There's nothing wrong there. A lot of people living with what is it? Bipolar disorder and so on and so forth. But and we just really need to remove the stigma. Right, exactly. I know plenty of people with it. Matter of fact, plenty of people online have it. I see people get offline because they're like, look, I'm feeling a little manic. I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna take my medicine. As long as you're responsible about it, there's nothing like there's nothing to be ashamed of. But when you start acting out, I remember when Kim tried to get him that 5150. It was necessary. I don't know how she dealt with that. I don't know why she got knocked up for it. Well, I do know why she got knocked up 4 times, but it takes a certain amount of patience to have somebody acting out like that in public. Just embarrassing, because that's embarrassing. It's embarrassing what he does, really how he talks about her. One day she's a billionaire slut naked on the front of magazines, and why is she doing that? The next day it's, I hope I can get my family back. And it's just horrible, child. It's horrible.
Because if he would have not gotten with a Kim K had she been a black woman making porn with his buddy Ray J. Okay, let's just keep that honest too. Black women don't get along. We don't get half amount of grace from these same black men who swear they so pro-black. They're very hard on us. Mm-hmm. And that might be fine. That's cool, because iron can sharpen iron, but they don't want it the same way. And so we just got to come to a medium where, the conversation is not on podcasts. It's not, you going to do this world tour. It's not you controlling a conversation and controlling the flow. It's literally in a group of a think tank that we can actually iron these issues out. And he's from Chicago. I mean, he's got a lot of work that he could have did right there. Yep. With his mom's legacy there.
Yep. And, and especially with his reach and his influence, some people, he's got fans who are literally willing to die over him. Right. Like you see, like they're willing. He could start a cult tomorrow if he wanted. Not that he doesn't already like kind of have this cult like following, but you know, he could have done a lot with that influence. Getting your city, the city where you're from is where you can have the most profound grassroots impact, in my opinion. You know,
Right.
so to go and help them with financial literacy and to get their life back in order. You know, Chicago being one of those places that's almost kind of like not too different from like Baltimore and Philly. The violence, the drugs, the housing. There's so much basic stuff he can do for honestly not a lot of money for him. You know, like he could put a simple $500,000 $1 million budget to the side. You know, visit them once a quarter, come through, give them certain benefits, you know, to improve their life. But you know, instead, it's just,
you know, the people that's following him too, Jane, the ones that's on the highway holding the Kanye's right, Jewish people, all of those. Just like you hit the word cult-like, okay? And at first I said, and please forgive me because I really don't feel like this, but my head did go there. Like, okay, well, maybe his plan is to be like Jim Jones and get all those racist white men to follow him on the field somewhere and they all drink the Kool-Aid and they all go out. Maybe that's his, but I said, don't think like that. So I'm trying not to think like that.
That came to a lot of people's mind, to be honest. My comments were flooded with that when I did the video about the ecosystem.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, everybody was like, oh, this is Jim Jones, type stuff. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's a lot of poor white men that are going through mental health issues, which is the reason why they're lashing out and taking guns and swiping out 20 and 30 people at a time. And it's some work done there with mental health. Like, he's got some work that he could do. He just don't want to do the work because he's such a narcissist. So he wants that attention, and it's the wrong attention.
Yep.
Attention. So, and intentions.
Oh, that's a good one. So, ours.
Anyway, girl, thank you for letting me vent. Keep doing your thing.
You enjoy your day too.
Yes, you do the same.
All righty. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye. Child, there's a lot going on out here. I want to play this small clip snippet. Shout out to AMK on Twitter for tagging me in this, or really just letting me know that this interview even exists. He had put something in the Discord, and I'm like, no, you did not link to this hours-long video of Kanye talking again. Is this new? Like, what's going on? But he gave me a timestamp. He's like, just look at this part, right? So I'm only gonna play a little bit. I don't want to get striked or anything like that.
And change the fact that my people are sick, and I'm the only person in my position that will say that my people are sick today, not 30 years ago.
He the only person in his position that's going to say that his people are sick. He's the only person that's pointing out issues in the Black community. Like, you're an opportunist. You are not speaking about this stuff on a regular basis. Like, you're pandering. You're pandering to our issues and what our community needs. Our community has been needed these things. Like, what?
Go, not 60 years. My people are sick today.
And when he say my people, why won't he say Black? Like, what you mean your people? Do you mean Black people? Do you mean millionaires? Do you mean the elites? What are you talking about? Like, be more explicit.
Today, 50% of my people's of deaths are abortion today. My people don't have the opportunities today, even to the point that, because if JP Morgan had been nice to me, and if
JP Morgan would have been nice to you, how many people have you been mean to? He sounds like a child. So many times he just reverts back to a young boy. They weren't nice to me. Wasn't about being nice. People can refuse service sometimes. I'm not saying it's right, but
if Alex Klein, a STEM player, had been fair to me, different things, then I wouldn't even point it out that we don't have any Black. We have 2 Black engineers. So I have to have a responsibility, obviously, to all people, but specifically to my tribe.
His tribe. Y'all, who the hell? Who the hell is his tribe? When the hell he start talking like that? I'm telling you, he watched 3 Dr. Umar Johnson videos, took notes, and committed a few points to memory, and went on about his goddamn business. Let's go to the bush.
It was gone.
Let me just go in the bush and weep. Let me just go in the bush and weep. I just have to go in the bush and weep. Really. I don't understand. I swear to God, I don't understand.
Cause baby, I know you lying. Your tribe. What about the member of your tribe who died with the knee on the neck? You just want to call him a drug addict instead of acknowledging police brutality. Why don't you speak up about that? I bet you he's never going to speak up about police brutality because he knows people are always going to pull it back to George Floyd, somebody who he defamed.
Because tribes move. You know, tribalism is real with Black
tribes move. Wow, good point. We didn't know that. What a genius.
People to separate the brightest from the tribe or to separate the leaders. It is factual that the CIA removed the leaders from the Black community, put crack in the
Really? They did that? When? Oh my God.
Communities, put guns in the communities and locked up all the leaders and called them gang leaders, right? Locked up all the leaders, locked up all the fathers. Now, 72% of Black mothers are raising children by themselves. This is agenda like a Tuskegee experiment set on my people, right? And what I'm calling out for the Black people in entertainment is, what are we doing? We have to collude.
What have you been doing? You have been in this game for how long? Ain't never, when you were at the height of your, whatever you had going on, when you actually still had your valid Black card to the majority of us, you was only out for self and the fair-skinned women that you were after. Well, at one point it was Amber Rose, and then you said, I'm just going to go flat out white. Now all of a sudden he's creating a call to action of which he's still not clear about. He's speaking in such vague terms. Tribes move. We need to engineer this. Here's what they did to us. What's the plan, and what are you going to do to roll up your sleeves and do something about it? What are you going to do? Because it's all talk. It's all you're just having these random epiphanies about conversations and dialogues that are honestly a little dated. We've been having these conversations.
And if we don't collude, because even if I said, hey, I'd like to make a company that's all Black, right? Is that okay for me to say? Is that okay for me to say? Or is that anti-Semitic?
You know, he swear he be saying some deep shit.
Nigga, you gotta be ashamed of yourself, nigga. Real talk. You gotta be ashamed of yourself. Old as you is.
See, if I hadn't crossed the line so far, then that would have sounded anti-Semitic. Now I've stretched a bit. So now we can go to, okay, let's make an all Black company. But that would have been anti-Semitic.
Shut up. Yo, an all Black company is anti-Semitic. Now you're thinking, now you've had this grand idea of, what if I say I want to create an all Black company? You have no intentions on doing it. You have no intentions on doing it, but you want to say it because you know it'll get a reaction. I guarantee you it's not even on his bucket list. He's like, what if I say this? It's not about what you're saying, brother.
Just that concept, because you could word that in a different way that would sound anti-Semitic.
I don't know, man. I have to
listen, what if I said I didn't want to have the Jewish people in the company, would that be anti-Semitic?
Education, special education, psychiatric medication, juvenile incarceration, emotional frustration, and premature extermination.
It would sound like it, right? You'd say I'm from 1930s, right?
Yeah.
But for me as a tribe to say, no, I want an all Black company, right?
I'm generally against that kind of thing, but first of all, you have the right to do whatever the hell you want. This is America.
Well, what I'm saying is that's what I feel may need to happen for my people to have power again, because when my people have been left under the media's control, we've been made sick. We've been allowed to be sick. We've been we're promoting sickness.
I think, at least in the engineering realm, I haven't met an engineer who happens to be black who would like to be called a black engineer. And when you have a company of all black people that are engineers, I don't know the creative arts, I apologize, but engineering, they really try to look at each other as humans and look at the problem. And you want to know, you want to have the confidence that everybody on the team is the best possible person for the job. You know?
What I can say is the world is sick, and I have slight image.
Look at this dirty ass hoodie. Ripped, dirty ass hoodie. I mean, look like he been painting walls in a random hoodie for the last couple months. It's stretched out. It's ripped down here. Baby, that's not fashion. It's funky. It's musty. He is a... Okay.
Images of utopia, slight images of happiness, slight images as a visionary and a creator. And I know for a fact the way that business deals have been done for me are keeping the world sick.
Fix them. I see that's what you're trying to do. And you probably, listen, people should not doubt, yay. But I got to tell you, I have to be honest. This is silly because you don't know me, but it hurt when you say you don't trust me. You kind of lost me. I don't think anyone's ever said that to me. I don't know, man. Fuck that. I don't care about views or clickbait or any of that bullshit. I just thought you were one of the greatest artists ever. It'd be cool to talk to you. And I feel like you got pain you're working through. I never had anyone say that to me. Maybe I'm just being a mess about it, I guess. That's fucked up though. But maybe it's not. Maybe you shouldn't trust it. But I just haven't had that experience.
Yeah. Do you think I would trust anybody at this point in my life?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. I hear you. And it's also kind of good to see how much strength you got. You're not broken by any of this. You're under a lot of attack. A lot of attack by a lot of people. You have a vision and you're trying to feel your way through it. And you might get destroyed for it. That's the human, that's the risk you take.
It's a wonderful life, though.
What do you hope your legacy is?
To be forgotten.
You think you'll be forgotten?
Because there's ego in memory, in the memories. Who designed the sidewalk?
Girl.
Who designed the water fountain?
Girl.
Who designed the stop sign? Who designed the stoplight? These things are so ubiquitous that the person that designed them is forgotten. If it's a good idea, it's a God idea. And no VCs can own it.
So you want your designs in all realms of life to be so simple that they permeate everything. They take over and you are forgotten. That's a successful design, is you're forgotten.
Yes.
You have
a whole hot mess. Proud Black woman, what is going on? Thank you for calling in. What are your thoughts about Kanye West and all of his recent debacles?
This is my thing. I don't prey on another Black man or woman's downfall, but the way this is my question. How are we able to even work for these companies knowing that they own us? How are we even allowing this is the question. If we're the culture, if we create almost every damn thing, how are we, with the respect, the self-respect that we have for ourselves, walking into these companies and allowing them to own us is my question. I'm kind of mixed on the Kanye situation because I'm also one of those people that said that no one canceled him when he said inflammatory things about Black people. I understand that. But what exactly did he say that was anti-Semitic? Like, I'm still trying to figure out what he said. Because it's all true. They own every fucking thing. Excuse my language. They own everything. I work in the entertainment industry. My boss is Jewish, but I see a lot of black folks saying, "Well, don't say this or whatever because you're going to get fired, or you going to say this, or you don't have an opinion on it." So you're going to bully me to stay and working for another company that supposedly writes my paycheck? That's telling me something. And we all really need to look at the bigger picture of this, of what is actually happening. He's losing deals every which way.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I think it might have been his plan overall to show us, like, look, I said something. I said all this stuff about us. I said all of this stuff about us, and until I say something and mess with the big boss, then that's when I lose everything. We really need to open up our eyes to
Yeah,
this.
I mean, he said all that about us, and we don't have the ownership to really stop him
Exactly.
from doing anything.
Exactly.
So he shot
Exactly.
himself in the foot to prove something, to prove or expose something that everybody already knew. So, like, he didn't
Well,
shine a light on anything.
so the question is, what are we going to start doing? We see all of this happening. What are we going to stop? When are we going to just open our eyes and get together? Because you know what they all have in common? Whether it's Jewish, Asian, Arabs, they all stick together. I can say this. I bet a Jewish woman won't sit there and call another Jewish woman that is taken out for a pick me, or vice versa, calling each other simps and pick me and all that kind of stuff. They just want to stick together because they know the end result. When we stick together, we have our own institutions, we have our own resources, we have everything, we own it. And no one, and they don't allow anybody else in it. And it just kills me that we won't ever, when are we going to wake up?
I don't think we sleep. I think we just lack unity and the financial piece
Mm-hmm.
of really creating long-term generational wealth and
So you're
constructing
saying
business plans.
we don't see the big picture. We don't ever see the big picture right off the bat. We just live in the moment.
I
Is that what you're
mean,
saying?
I'm not saying that we don't see the bigger picture. It's difficult for us to unify because we have trust issues, matter of fact, there are
Mm-hmm.
multiple reasons as to
Mm-hmm.
why there is no unity.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's the number one reason, in my opinion. Like there's a lot of infighting amongst us, and when it
Right.
comes to us, and sometimes you see even as simple as two business partners get together and something happens, and then it's just but what Kanye's doing, how is that contributing to what we need? All he's doing is demonstrating how he's willing to throw certain things away based off effects that we all knew. What is he doing or saying that's about the
I listened to Russell Simmons. I know everybody has their opinion about Russell Simmons, but he said something that was interesting. He said, "Now you own your own shit, Kanye. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna give it back to us? Are you gonna are you gonna are you gonna feed us now?" Because a lot of people, I see a lot of black folks when they get into these types of industries, it's all for self. They forget about who they are. They forget where they come from. But like I said, other ethnic groups go back and pour back into the community. They go back and pour into it.
does Kanye?
And that's what I'm saying. We gotta be able to see. But I'm gonna hold myself accountable too. When I'm able to get up into our platform to be able to pour back in to my community. So it can continue growing and growing and growing to the next person. And he also said, Russell Simmons also said, what he did is also inspired other people to, okay, well, they own shit. Because not a lot of people, Jane, knew Jews really own this shit. So now it's waking up folks to really go ahead, do this, pour back into black businesses, just like yourself, like you do. And we have to see.
Yeah.
But I'm good for letting me up on the platform and being able to speak and continue doing what you're doing, sister.
No problem. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support and I appreciate you calling in.
Thanks.
Alrighty. Bye-bye. Yeah, it's not that Kanye doesn't speak truth, occasionally, once or twice a day, like a typical broken clock. It's just he's not the example that he's talking about. Like, how is he? All he does is speak these points that he feels like are extremely profound. It sounds good. Like, he does play with words. Like, he's a word salad, wordsmith. Like, so he talks, but what example is he showing us? Look what I'm doing. It's always look what I'm saying, because he likes all of this crazy attention on him when he speaks. But if he can show us what he's doing on a grassroots effort or whatever, maybe that would help with his influence. Other than that, he's just talking shit. He's just talking shit and pandering to us when it's convenient, in my opinion. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Mr. LLL is living. It says, we've got to stop buying from these designers. We as Black people never stick together as one common goal. It'll be people taking up for him. I agree. I think that if we start getting serious about pulling our money out of certain brands, and we used to organize boycotts back in the day, back in the Rosa Parks and our grandparents and great grandparents' days, there was certain times where the boycotts really worked. There was a time when the Montgomery bus boycott, it really brought the transportation service to its knees, because there's power in our dollars and our buying power. We sit back and we look at that data. The stuff that we are consumers for is sickening. It's sickening. Take up trades. There's not a lot of Black ownership when it comes to these nail salons all the time. Well, I do my own nails, right? Well, my hands anyway. But we give our money straight to them all the time. And people, why don't you go to a Black? We don't have a lot of Black, people who are skilled to do nails, right? So we need to start getting serious about things like that. Whatever your interest is, we need more options. We need more options to keep the dollar in the Black community for longer than what it is. We really do. So let me bring up another caller. What's going on, Jamal? How are you? What are your thoughts? Make sure you mute the background.
Oh man, let me just change up the sound here so there's no echo. You hear me now?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay. Yeah, I was fuming. I really didn't want to come up here and do this. I wanted to give somebody else a chance, but I was fuming. And as soon as the previous speaker mentioned, why is it that there's no Black owned, why is there not more Black owned stuff in the industry? Well, the answer to that question is because these Black excellence guys are sellouts. So, for example, the reason that there's not a distribution label is because when Jay Prince and Suge Knight and Dame Dash and Irv Gotti started to make a distribution label, Jay was in on it, but then decided to flip and then went and showed it to Leor Cohen and some of his other guys. Diddy started talking to the Fed. These guys are the feds. I mean, just Lil Durk, these guys are the Feds. These guys are all sellouts. So when you see Kanye doing this is a stunt, and all you're doing is showing us a demonstration. I mean, it's a good lesson to see. Okay, so now we see these people will all cancel and this and this and that, and so now you can say, okay, we can start rebuilding industries ourselves with trades and stuff like that. But the problem is that you do have to we have to have much more, like, even though there's a lot of divisions in our community, we have to have much more of a common ideology. Like, I was watching like Judas and the Black Messiah, and part of the reason why that the Panthers didn't succeed is just because there was so much division, and everybody understands that, the Jewish ownership and everything, and sometimes it borderline, bullies. Every single time somebody speak up, exactly, Ty Digital, Dirk is the Feds, and he's one of the biggest stars in the world. So while one Chicago nigga is talking crazy, the other one is talking to the police and getting all the youth in Chicago killed and everywhere else. So the point that, and he's fine, he's the system likes him. So the point that I'm making is that, but that same dude blackballed more people than Diddy and Jay-Z combined in Chicago. So the point that I'm making is, it's the successful Blacks, whether they be in the streets, whether it be African dictators or whoever else. I hope nobody deleted his message, because the guy's true. The Dirk is the Feds. But
the point that on the screen, it's right there.
The point I'm making is that These guys are the ones who keep undermining and selling out. So sometimes that's what the world I'm thinking of. Controlled opposition. Yeah, see, it's true. That he decides it right there, and it's deeper and worse than that. I mean, these guys are into all kind of stuff in that industry, and whether you're talking about people we vote for or whoever, these guys are in this big club. They all are clamoring and scratching and clawing to be like the very whites that they. And I get it. I used to watch TV back in the 80s and want to be like them too, live like that. But at the end of the day, there's a certain spirit that comes along with it. Like, okay, fine, I might deal with women of different races, but I'm not going to go out of my way to show when I have all the options in the world that I have no interest in the black community because I'm above that. I'm on the upper echelons. I'm quote unquote commercial now. And rather than letting people say, okay, you know what, treat people as people if you don't want to just be stuck in a black category, but to go out of your way and to just completely dismiss black after they already built you up, and then to turn around and try to use the black community as a shield while you get yourself in trouble, knowing full well that right before you did this whole thing about the Jews and this and that and the third, you were just wearing the White Lives Matter shirt. So you clearly did not plan this out. You had, I mean, I'm fuming, and I don't know. It's like, and I see these really smart, beautiful black women who are looking for a good man, who just love Kanye and love that dear black excellence. And it's like, I feel so bad. It's like, I know you're so thirsty for somebody that's black, that's doing something big, but like, nothing is free. This is the devil's world. So if you see a bunch of Negroes doing all this foolishness, and they getting paid all this money, and they're supposedly worth billions and all this type of stuff, and then you see them shuck and jive, why are you surprised? You know why they got this money. You know what I mean? That's why these guys gave. Why you think they're good? Why you think you know Jay-Z's not saying nothing and all that, none of that, because he's right in line with these guys. So, and you hear Kanye talking about, you know, he's an elitist. Oh, I have none of my celebrity friends. Why are you looking for celebrity friends?
Hello, he sounds like a child sometimes. They're not nice to me. My friends, nobody's taking up for me. I needed help with Kim and everybody. Like, how the fuck are we going to help you with Kim in the custody? Like, it doesn't make sense.
So, like, and that's what I'm saying. And I is what I when I'm at this point, I'm frustrated because of all the actual people who are smart and educated who are still saying, oh, Kanye this and Kanye that. It's like, why are you doing this? Why are you playing into these people's hands? And so when he went up to Skechers, that's all. I wouldn't be surprised if they put him up to this. To be honest with you, I'm willing to go there with it and think maybe they might, because why would he be this damn stupid?
Showing up like that, I'm just like, is he really scrambling like that? Like, you really walked up to Skechers trying to film something, thinking they would just like, you know, it's just that's embarrassing. That you're trying to take your business there, number one, because Skechers, okay, Skechers is not the thing, right? It's not the thing. And so for you to go there and get turned away like that, it's just like, yo, how come you don't know how to do at the very least, you could have done your research to figure out who the owner was, or you could have called him up and scheduled a meeting. Like, how hard was that? But you just show up unannounced like that. Like, his business, anytime he has an issue internally, it's, oh, let me post an Instagram message, and like, it's just uncouth. He has no tag. You know, for the people who feel like, you know, he's a genius, this is a master plan. No, it's not. Not in my opinion. It's that excuse is so lame and tired. It
is. And if this is a master plan, then I mean, that's making a real mockery out of our people, because this is not the way you carry out a master plan. I mean, this just not. I mean, there's ways to conduct yourself and there's ways not to. And then these ugly ass boots that he got. I mean, it's just a horrible look. I mean, yeah, Chicago was really hurt this week, man.
Mm-hmm. It is. So this is a good comment here. Lovely Scorpio says Kanye is stupid. What he said was kitchen table talk. He didn't say anything I didn't hear from my parents when I was young. Exactly. Everything that you say in the kitchen or the barbershop or wherever, it's not meant for you to get on a large platform and jeopardize your livelihood, how you want to feed your kids, you know, your legacy, your career, your empire. Everything isn't to be said. I know I'm pretty down to earth, but there's still some things I would never say or share on camera. Never, because it's just a matter of some stuff you just don't say out loud and in front of everybody. And it's not that you're scared. It's just common sense. It's just common. It's cool. It's
like,
you learn at a certain age.
Somebody and start yelling at them if you don't have no gun. So like, he understands that, a Chicago person. So if you're not prepared, You didn't, all those black banks that like got boarded up and all that type of stuff. Where was Kanye? Why Kanye didn't put his 140 million there? And before I get off this, I just wanted to say this one last point. That I heard this guy Simple to P say. He was like, at the end of the day, it's not so much that like they feel like he's racist or Hitler or nothing. It's like the name of the game is pimping and hoeing. So they'll let you say, you know, Kanye is under the hose, so he can say whatever he wants about the under the hose. He can talk about black or whatever. But when you talk about the pimp, that's when you get checked. And he's talking about how this one pimp, a chick brought him 1,700, but she was disrespectful out of pocket, so he threw it in the fireplace. And he's saying that that's exactly what these guys did with Kanye's 140 million. They basically like, look, bitch, we don't need your 140 million. They took it and threw it in the fireplace to show him that, like, you know, he's not on that level. And so I don't know what more he needs to see for him to realize, you know, yeah, this is what it is. So anyway, yeah,
he just be having these, I don't know, he has these epiphanies or things like come to mind, things that have been like common knowledge, but he feels the need to get up and make a conversation about, you know, it's exhausting. That's why I can only take him in small doses.
Programming or something.
Yeah. Like,
anyway, all right, have a good night, Queen. I'll get back to the comment.
Thanks so much. I appreciate you calling in. All right. Let me see. Child, I need to get off here and drink some tea. We in the back chat talking about Q-Tip standing with the Jews. He said, what do you think about that? And I'm like, look, I can't say I stand with him. I can't say I stand with him. Shout out to Catherine Duncan for becoming a channel member. Thank you so much. Don't forget to check the community tab for your members only post. We are going to do a members only live later today. Okay. So look, this was really cool. I really enjoyed hearing y'all thoughts. It was amazing taking some phone calls and being on early. I always be wanting to take phone calls, but sometimes I'll be on too late and it don't be like a lot of people up and whatnot. So I'm gonna try my best to start coming on early. I told y'all last night when I was live, I said I'm gonna be coming on earlier. Just watch, and I did it today. I'm proud. There was somebody, Latoya, I believe, sent me a Cash App. Thank you so much for that. Those of you who didn't send a Cash App, which is all of you except for Latoya, it's okay. You can pay me for free with a simple like, hit thumbs up on the video. Hey, thanks for letting me keep you connected and in the know with what's happening in the Black world. Don't forget to smash on that like button for support and for more Black news. Your support means everything to me, okay? They saying the rappers are the feds. Did I see Russell Simmons' response? No, I don't be making time to be hearing what everything that Kanye has to say and everything that other people have to say about Kanye, because there's just an overage of it. I was just on Twitter earlier today. Follow me on Twitter if you're not already. The link is below, but it's the same name as here. You know, the Kanye West intrusion all up and down my timeline, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, whatever, it's worse than the slap. Like, what was worse? Like, what? I know y'all got to be tired of seeing Kanye West's name all over the place. It's like that's the only thing people are talking about. And even when people don't mention Kanye West directly, you can still tell that they're talking about him. They're like, oh, you did all that and you didn't own your designs. Oh, so who's really the slave now? Like, clearly about Kanye, right? What was worse, the slap or this? Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like the slap did a lot more, lasted a lot longer, and got on your nerves more than Kanye, or put a 2 in the chat if you feel like the Kanye thing is worse than the slap. I feel like this Kanye thing is like worse than the slap. That's my opinion. Okay. It's annoying. Let me go ahead and put my damn 2 in the chat. One other thing that I did want to do, right? I wanted y'all to hear this white guy try to check Kanye, and Kanye about to spaz the fuck out. Okay. Let's take a look real quick.
Mistakes on. Don't make this person relive those same mistakes and then put that agenda into my daughters too.
Is there somebody in your life close to you that you trust enough to call you out on your bullshit? We're all full of shit sometimes.
What's my bullshit?
Well, some of it
It's just a question, brother. You think that everything you ever spew out your mouth, then, now, whenever, it's none of it's bullshit? Like, we all... you saw his face changed. Okay.
You made mistakes on. Don't make this person relive those same mistakes and then put that agenda into my daughters too.
Is there somebody in your life close to you that you trust enough to call you out on your bullshit? We're all full of shit sometimes.
What's my bullshit?
Well, some of it I pointed out today, but I don't know you deeply enough.
Though? What was the bullshit?
Jewish media,
That's not bullshit. The bullshit is that the Jewish media won't admit.
Your dad was right. Your dad was right. The words you used, you weren't.
And I said it. You're not gonna make me say it 800 more times.
I don't know if it resonated because you keep saying like the words.
Did it resonate to y'all that y'all ain't do nothing about it, and that all y'all want to do is have somebody apologize and sweep under the rug your bullshit that you've been doing the whole time? You on the same bullshit as the other people. So you're doing the same thing that the other, let's say media, because I'm not allowed to say, has done. So until somebody
which is what, man? I'm trying to call you out in your bullshit because I hope I'm somebody you can trust.
I don't fucking trust you.
Well, you should find people in your life you can trust.
Don't tell me what I should do. I'm not one of your BLM marchers.
Listen, I'm with you on the BLM.
It's always the same couple of talking points. Don't tell me what to do, bro. There's nothing wrong with having at least one person in the world that you can trust. And it seemed like you ain't got one. Don't tell me what to do. Man, they really just telling you feel better, get better, do better. Don't tell me what to do. I'm not one of your BLM. Like, who the fuck said you wanted the BLM marchers? Who said that? The same couple of talking points. The same ones, child. Yes, the little smile he made, you could see something clicked. He was about to go off. He was like twitching a little bit.
A lot of organizations use tragedy. And I watched the Candace Owens documentary.
And what was your take on it?
I think it's important to question the mainstream narratives, but I don't agree with it. I still believe that George Floyd died from the knee of the cop, not from fentanyl.
And even if that was the case, there's still 50% of Black deaths is actually abortion. So
Bro, I know you did not conflate, right? The very real and prominent issue of police brutality, something that you keep trying to act like didn't exist in the case of George Floyd. And even if that is true, right? So dismissive. Fuck police brutality. What about the abortions? I mean, both are really valid concerns and points, right? But, you know, he can only stick to just the king of diversion. The king of diversion right here. Like that's what this is, child. That's what it is. I just can't with him. Like, what are your thoughts? Love you not. He sounds just like Candace Owens. Just like Candace Owens. Like, excuse me? You know, like I can't. I cannot. But Adidas showed him.
Thing about it, me and Adidas, is like, I could literally say anti-Semitic shit and they can't drop me. I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what?
Rolex on your wrist, thePLAINESTjane.
Now you went to Skechers and you didn't get it. Oh well, buddy. You know, when flexing goes wrong, if flexing gone wrong is a person, this is where we are with the Kanye situation. Here is my closing, my final note. And I want to know what your final note as it pertains to this Kanye situation is. Be sure to comment down below whether you're on the bus or chasing the bus. If you're on the bus, you're watching it live. If you're chasing the bus, you're watching a replay. The last thing that I want to say is I don't think it's fair that the kids from Donda Sports got held back or were banned from participating in the tournament because of Kanye's behavior. Unfortunately, sometimes, you know, when there's adults that have children under their umbrella in whatever which way. And in this case, these high school kids were under his umbrella, which is Donda sports, sometimes they're collateral damage, right? When the adult does something that's going to hinder their ability to continue to provide whatever they're providing to the child, right? And that could be like any parent with kids going to work and going into their boss's office and saying F you. Well, the child is going to be collateral damage, because now how you going to feed your child? How you going to do this? How you going to do that? Is it fair? No, but it is going to affect the children underneath the umbrella of which you're responsible for. And it's sad that Kanye's behavior has affected these kids' ability to compete in this competition. Basketball, it can make you a lot of money. It's a sport, it's recreation, it's all these different things, right? And most importantly, kids being active is very important, right? Less time on Instagram and shit, less time on social media if you're actually out here playing a sport. I think it's really sad that the kids aren't allowed to participate. It sucks. It sucks. But what do you think about it? Put a 3 in the chat if you think it was fair that they keep the Donda kids sports team out of the tournament, or put a 4 in the chat if you feel like it's not fair. Let me know. Let me know how y'all feel about it. Okay. Somebody said, I was talking about what's my man's name? Andrew Caldwell said he can't wait to get some Yeezys from Ross. Somebody was like, you're doing too much. They're not even going to be in Ross. They're going to be in Big Lots. Not Big Lots. Yeah, it's clicking, but it's clicking down. Okay. So ain't no telling where the shoe's going to end up. There's no telling what's going to be his next move. What is he going to do? Does Kanye have enough wherewithal to actually create the ownership that he keeps talking about that we need? Because there isn't enough Black ownership, we'll create it. Create your own label since you've been dropped. Create your own shoe line since you've been dropped. You have more than enough access, capital, reach. You have all that. Even with all you lost, you can do it. But does he feel like sitting down to really engineer all of that? I don't think so. I think he just likes to talk, and he likes these explosive moments where he can get some attention. That's what I think. It'd be nice if he could be the example of the ownership. All of us can't just get up and create a bank or this or that. We're regular, average fucking Americans, but he can. He can for sure. So stop talking all this shit that you're not even willing to do. You're not willing to give back to the homeless. You're not willing to go back to Chicago and do some things for your city. You're not even willing to create the ownership that you like. What are you doing outside of repeating all of Dr. Umar's talking points? They said Dollar Tree, child. Y'all are, here go my throat. It's time to go, child. It's time to go. My throat is tired of me talking, so it's time for me to go. Drink some Theraflu. Listen, you all, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to tag me in all of your favorite trending topics on Instagram and on Twitter. Y'all know I'm part of the Black delegation on Black Twitter. So make sure you follow me there and tag me on things as they happen in real time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for checking the community tab. Thank you so much for subscribing to the backup channel, which is at TPJ Network. It's linked down below in the description box. Don't forget to do something to relax today, and let me know your thoughts on all things Kanye West. What's going on? Skechers kicking them out. Skechers releasing their official statement. They do not want to work with him. Any and all thoughts, I can't wait to hear from you down below in those comments. Okay, make sure you subscribe and thumbs up, okay, or down, either way. I appreciate it. But be sure to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of this celebrity or trending syrup, because things are always sticky in Hollywood and in real life. Okay, drop one of them pancake emojis down below, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Deuces. But that's it. If you want to catch more of my commentary on Black culture or vital and trending information, be sure to subscribe by hitting that little circle in the middle of the screen, or I'll catch you in one of these rectangles to the right in another video. I'll see you there.